As you begin to meditate regularly, you will be able to enter the relaxed alpha brainwave state much quicker. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you will be able to enter this state at will. In this state, you have more lucid access to your higher creative faculties. These capabilities are not easy to put into words, since they exist on extremely subtle levels. The best way to think of them is feelings with intelligence. Here are the three essential creative faculties. Insight. You look at it and you realize. Intuition. You sit with it and feel it and you understand. Imagination. You visualize and you go and create it. Mindfulness is a way to sharpen your insight, deepen your intuition, and expand your imagination. Ultimately, by expanding your mind and overall awareness, you will become a much more insightful and creative person. Let's look at each of these faculties as characteristics in people. When someone is considered very insightful, they get to the essence of things very quickly, and they see and approach problems from different perspectives. An intuitive person is someone who learns to trust their gut instinct. In order to know the answer, you need to feel it. Intuition works at a level below our rational mind by tapping into the source of knowledge where wisdom is found and cultivated. Someone with a great imagination, like artistic or creative geniuses, are people that can see things in their head and then they can go out and create it in the real world. What they do is they creatively blend the past, the present, and the future in their minds. The important part of imagination is taking your mental pictures and your ideas and bringing them into manifestation in the real world. Use of higher intelligence or higher creative faculties has nothing to do with the kind of linear intelligence measured on IQ tests. These standardized tests measure and test conventional linear thinking skills that involve a person's skill in memory, like rote memorization of facts, ideas, and concepts, and associative thinking. This other form of creative intelligence, insight, intuition, and imagination, is about creating something new rather than regurgitating what you've been previously told. In the 20th century industrial age, conventional linear thinking was highly prized. Our school systems were designed like factories to create uniform and standardized employees for large corporations and factories. What was required was routine work, and you need these characteristics to make routine work in factories and bureaucracies. The result of the industrial age was centralization of government, of business. In today's digital conceptual age, the bigger prize is creative intelligence and the curiosity it fosters. What we need today is more uniqueness and self-direction, and these are things that can't be easily taught in school. While routine work is being automated by robots and software algorithms, the work that's going to remain is creative work that involves doing things in new ways and finding better ways to provide value to people. And we're also going to see decentralization. While it may not appear like that right now, the internet can actually decentralize a lot. It can decentralize money, it can decentralize government, and much more, even business as well. And crowdsourcing is going to provide a new way to replace a lot of bureaucracies and have people have a direct say in their own government. Meditation helps us develop our creative faculties by giving us a method to escape from the chaos of memory and words, which prevents us from seeing reality as it actually is. It allows us to use our entire intelligence, not just a narrow band of intellectual and rational intelligence we usually rely on. Beyond our ordinary verbal rational mode of thinking is a greater, more richer way of perceiving that is visual, perceptive, and intuitional. When you relax and slow down your mind and your brain waves, you are better able to access your higher creative faculties that can transcend normal verbal thinking. I want to share with you an amazing fact. From a neuroscientific point of view, imagination is all we have. How your brain perceives a reality is really just a projection of your mind, and yourself is a construct of your imagination. What you see in the outside world is not actually outside of you necessarily, but happening inside your consciousness. Your eyes actually take in a low-resolution two-dimensional image that is projected onto your retina, and then your brain converts that image into nerve signals. The brain takes this information provided by the two eyes and upgrades it using a mathematical construct to create the 3D reality that we perceive. In a sense, it's like we live in the Matrix, because what we see is a tiny fraction of what reality actually is. We live in a constructed world of conscious and unconscious awareness. A good analogy to this is the electromagnetic spectrum. Right now, we are surrounded by Wi-Fi signals, radio waves, and 3G LTE signals that our eyes can't see, because our eyes can only see a tiny band of the full electromagnetic spectrum. The brain is the most complex object known to science. In fact, it is the most complex thing in the known universe, more complex than a supernova exploding star. It processes up to 400 billion bits of information every second, yet we are only aware of about 200 of these bits. The body, the environment, and time mainly. Our conscious mind is perched upon a sea of unconscious information that we can learn to access with mindfulness and meditation. The conscious verbalizing mind is what we use to interpret these messages and patterns in the world, around and within us. The conscious mind is primarily verbal and trained down to move at the rate of speech. The speed of conscious reflective thinking and reading is slow and plodding. The brain's potential speed is incredibly fast. And when you train your focus and presence meditation, you start to become more aware and connected to this inner world and these higher creative faculties that speak to you in insights, intuition, and imagination.